Mike Angelino Sports, man. I got my guest, man, Chubber, aka Alonso Vasquez, man. He's a boxing aficionado, and man, let's talk about the Ben Rodriguez fight versus Cuadras. Buena, man. So,
Let's do it.
all right,
Let's
let's
do
do
it.
it. So I'll let you talk, and then I'll throw my piece real quick. Hey, dude, this kid, man, WBC champion, moved up 5 pounds, and the youngest champion in the game right now in boxing. Tell me, what you see, and what you see, what future do you see in this kid? And I'm gonna push back at you. I'm gonna counter you because I see some things. And Robert Garcia, that I want to talk about Robert Garcia, because he goes to the big dance, but he doesn't go to the after the prom. He doesn't score. If you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, thanks for having me, Mike. Talk about a little bit about box. So,
Yeah.
to start off, he was not even supposed to fight on that fight. You know that, right? So,
Yeah.
it wasn't about do you want to fight. It was a great move by Robert Garcia, and he said you're fighting. He didn't ask him. He told him this is your opportunity. He got it, and man, did he shine? To me, he made a big statement right there. Like he belongs with them, if not with the best. But yes, he's really good. I think he'll clean up that division. I think in about give him about 3 years, 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean he's really good for being 22. I like everything that I saw, but he still has to work on his defense. He still gets slapped around too much, you know.
Yeah.
He likes that dirty boxing. I get it, but offense wise, amazing dude. But he made history actually. He is the first millennial, first in history for boxers born in the millennial, pretty much. So I mean, at least he has that under his belt already, you know. So
Yeah.
this is where all starts right here, making
Yeah.
history.
Yeah, and I don't know if you said it, but yeah, it was a 2 weeks notice fight. He only fights 8 rounds, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if you know that he's an 8 round fighter. I don't think he's ever fought a 12 round fight. So to put him with a champion, a veteran, a guy that fought Cuadras, who fought Chocolatito, the Asian guy, the lefty que noqueó al Chocolatito. He fought El Gallito Estrada, plus much more champions or contenders. This guy's a veteran, man. I was like, this is a, I don't know, this is a hard fight, and it was easier than what I expected. And like you said, the kid likes to stay in the pocket, and he did get hit with some power shots. He did show grit. He did show a great chin. So all right, I saw that, but I don't want to see. I don't want to see you. If I'm the fighter, I don't want to find out your other guy's power to see if I have a good chin. I mean, you get hit when you get hit, but the game's to hit and not get hit. So the kid did get hit. So he has to work on that. Get out. And Robert Garcia told me, angles, hey, move, porque se quedaba allí y boom, Cuadro le estaba pegando. Se le dificultó. It got a little difficult in the 7th, if I'm not mistaken, but he took control of the fight, man. He was on control of the fight, and angles, beautiful footwork. This kid is a technician, man. So you're saying in a couple years he's going to clean out the super flyweight. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, sir. So look, Cuadra, he ain't no chump, right?
No.
I mean, he's fought the best, you know. Gallito Estrada, Chocolatito, and yes, he's 33. I get it. He's up there, but he ain't no chump. But he made him look like your amateur boxer. Like that's the level this guy is on right now. To be honest, yeah, I liked he surprised me. I coming in. Remember, we're talking during the fight, going back and forth. I'm like, hey, this is gonna be fireworks right here. But he did make it look easier than what I thought. During the fight, I don't know if you heard when Robert asked him, "How's your conditioning?" and he pretty much told him, "I'm good." And then in the later rounds, he told him like, "This dude has nothing." And you know that's crazy. He's never gone above 8 rounds. He went all the way 12 rounds, and his condition looked great. I mean, obviously, he's 22 years old. He's supposed to be in great shape, but I think this is his time to shine, and he did it. He grabbed the moment, and he looked like a veteran, man. Also what I saw was when the ref was gonna break him, but he didn't touch none of them, and he did a veterano move, and boom, he got him, you know, and he got Cuadra off guard. Hey, those are veteran moves right there. I mean, for being 22 only, means he's been in the ring with some veterans, practicing all this dirty, well, not dirty, I wouldn't call them dirty, but I guess veteran moves, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So he has a lot. He's working with the right people with Robert Garcia, and you know, let's see what else they bring out of him. You know, right now he's in the right path.
Yeah. Yeah. And he said before the fight, he said, what are you going to do? If you win the championship, you win the belt, are you going to vacate the belt and go back down? He said, yes. But after the fight, he said, I don't know. I might stay here because he feels good, dude. The kid's on cloud 9 right now. But let me ask you this, man. Let me, I want you to explain the knockout. Then I'll break it down how I saw the knockout. Because like Morales said, man, boxing is a sport of interpretation. I see something, but you see something totally different. Explain to me, break down the knockout. What'd you see? How do you knock him out? Is it the investment to the body? Because the kid was going to the body in all the rounds, and then he dropped them. So he was changing levels on the like a true veteran. A kid doesn't do that. At 22 years old, me, I was trying to put my finger in anything that moves. I go to your house, the fish stop swimming. I go to your house, the dog stop moving. This kid's a scientist. He's a 22 years old, but he's like 32 years old, man. This guy's smart. So break down the knockout for me. What'd you see in the knockout? Or how did the knockout come?
All right. So what I see in him, he is a breed of Chocolatito and Lomachenko. I expressed that to you. So he's a combination of that. Technician, angles, feet work. Like, you know, they have that. And he has that. He put all that together. And, you know, when that knockdown came, he worked the body. He set that combination. Second of all, he's a southpaw, so it worked perfect because he's coming in, right? Jabbed him, right, and then came with the left to follow, but that didn't even touch him, I think. But then pivoted to the side, and he got all his power. He sat on his back foot and came under. He didn't even see that coming. Cuadras didn't even see that coming. But on the round before that, pay attention. The round before that, he did it, but didn't throw the punch. Okay. So he saw it. Okay. He saw it, but he's like, okay, I got him. So the next round, he actually did the same move, did the same angle, but then he threw it. Just pay attention. Go back to the fight. And you'll see the round before, he sets it up, but he don't throw the punch. The following round, he throws it, and he got him. That's crazy how this guy thinks he has an IQ. Like, he's looking at angles, and, man, this guy is fighting above his age, man.
Yeah. Like I said, man, this kid, like you said, he's in the gym with Mikey. He's in the gym with other champions. Robert was a champion, the Big G. So there's a lot of experience there. And you know what? Yeah, I did see that. And you brought it out to me right now. Like, oh shit, he did do that. He saw something, because you have to read when you're boxing. And another thing that I want to piggyback what you said is when a southpaw and a traditional fighter, a right-hand fighter fight, yeah, you fight with your hands, but you're also fighting with your feet, right? You're trying to get that position to get out of that power and to shoot that straight left hand or that straight right hand. And he did that. He threw a little feint with his foot, and then he made the other guy shoot. He made Cuadras shoot. He shot 2 jabs, and then he shot his own jab. Well, he shot his own jab. He put that foot on the outside of Cuadras, because you have to do that. But it's not that easy. Like, okay, I'm just going to put my foot. No, you're going to get hit. So you're fighting with your hands, but you also have to put that foot on the outside, and you have to do it with feints. You have to do it with keeping the guy preoccupied. He shot Cuadras. Cuadras went like that. He got hit. While he did that, at the same time, he put that foot on the outside. And like you said, boom, he got him with the uppercut when he put his weight on the back leg. Bah! It was all that together. That little feint, the jab, and that foot outside. He put his foot on the outside, and he put it, and boom, he threw that uppercut. Dude, that's hours and hours in the gym. You can't just do it off the fly, man. That's hours and hours. This kid is a gym rat. He's putting in work. And it was a beautiful knockdown, man. It was a flash knockdown. He dropped him. Cuadras recovered, but I saw him wobble him a lot of times. Body shots and et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, man, this kid is fire, man. This kid is fire. Yeah,
he started getting a little bit, I'm not sure, complacent or lazy in the middle rounds.
Yeah.
Or later rounds after the 8th. And Robert Garcia said, do not stand in front of him.
Yeah.
Because throughout the whole fight, he was doing great, right? He was staying on the outside. Do not stand in front, because, you know, Cuadras is going to get you. Yeah. So he did. He got hit a little bit, you know. Then the later rounds, he told him, angles. So he did go back to the angles in the later rounds, and back to normal, dude. So, you know, it's normal. He's young. You know, he might forget or get distracted by the crowd or confidence. But that's why you need a coach in that corner, great coach, to tell him what he sees. Like Teofimo, wrong coaching in that corner when he was telling him you're winning the rounds. He was not winning the rounds. To me, that was wrong. So I mean, he has a great coach in his corner telling him, hey, no, he's hitting you too much now. Let's go back to the angles, which was great, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Robert Garcia, let me give you a little pushback, a little counter punch. And I want to see your defense. I'm going to counter punch you right now. Robert Garcia is a great coach. He made a lot of champions. But one thing that Robert Garcia gets criticized is he goes to the big dance. He goes to the prom, but he doesn't score, if you know what I'm talking about. Why is it why can't he get that win, that Maidana versus Mayweather? He couldn't get that win. In my book, I think he won the first one, and a lot of people will agree with me, but he didn't win on paper. All right, Margarito versus Pacquiao, Bam Bam Real versus Pacquiao, and Mikey Garcia versus Spence, and this and that. He had a lot of great fighters, and they just didn't they went to the prom, but they did not get lucky after.
So you're right. He's an outstanding, I think, trainer, coach, role model, because obviously he was a boxer at some point. So I think, he gives boxers the right tools, and sometimes he can only do so much. When they get up there, like, hey, this is the plan, but, they go this way, and it's like, no, brother, it was this way. But I think he's a coach to compete with a lot of the best trainers out there, Freddie Roach, Reynoso, everybody, the ones that are active right now.
Yeah.
But maybe he does have to step up his coaching game. Hey, it's like trying to go to the Super Bowl and you're just short. You lose the Super Bowl every year or every other year or however. But you're right. He does go to the big dance, but, he comes short. But I think what he's doing, it's good. It's just he's missing something, maybe. We don't know, or maybe it's his boxers. It's just he's taking them there. I mean, his job is to take them there, to get them to big fights. It's just he comes short. Maybe we don't know. I mean, we don't know the strategy, right? Because they don't tell us. But, the strategy is this, and if the boxers don't come through with it, you can only do so much. But, yeah, I mean, hopefully he deserves to win a big dance with one of his boxers. Virgil Ortiz was one of his prodigies, but I don't know. I don't know if it's rumor, Mike, but I don't know if you want to confirm it. But if Virgil Ortiz already went with the Reynosos, I don't know.
Yeah, according to my sources, don't quote me on this. This is just speculation from what we see in the internet. But now that he was going to go with Reynoso, but he had a talk with Reynoso, and Reynoso said, I can't give you that 100% individual training. You have to share the time. And that's the reason he left Garcia, because Garcia was getting spread out everywhere. He was going with the BAMs, or he was going with the other Mikey, and he couldn't give Virgil that full attention. And something about sparring, he didn't have a lot of sparring there, and that was one of the last the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, that's it. Right. So the dad, the rumor, he was going with Reynoso, and I think the dad tweeted something that or Virgil tweeted, and now from what I've seen and the sources I have is that he's gonna go with Manny Robles. I don't know where Manny Robles is at, by Huntington Park, that area.
Right.
Yeah, Manny Robles is a good coach, man. He had good champions, and he had the first Mexican heavyweight. But it's not Reynoso, man. This ain't Reynoso. There's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to this.
So I have a question for you, Mike. I'm gonna counter punch you back. But so let me ask you, like, Reynoso, the Garcias, both of their dads were trainers, and now they're trainers, and they're highly requested by a lot of boxers. Mm-hmm. So my question to you is, I mean, do you think they're chasing the money and just getting boxers and, train everybody 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there? Or you think they should just cut down to 5 boxers and that's it? If one leaves and then someone else, there's a waiting line. But what do you think? I mean, do you agree with them doing that, or they're cutting short, the boxers, because they're paying money for this? Yeah. And if you're not getting the proper training, that's why they're leaving. So what do you think Garcia's going through, and then Reynoso too? I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that question, it opened up to something else that's similar to that. Yeah. You know what, dude? Let me see. You do get spread out, and you can't put that 100% individual time. So some boxers, they leave. How many times did we hear Garcia? His fighters left. Some other guy named Caballo, he left. Uh, uh, who else with us? Some Argentinian dude was with him. He left because he didn't get that time. So fighters leave, and it's not fair for the fighter. But these guys are in high demand, and there's a lot of percent. What they get, 10%, 15% off a fight, something like that.
Yeah, something
And
like that.
they 10, something like, I don't know. They
Yeah,
get a nice percentage, and they, when I talk about a couple million, you know what I mean? They get their 10%. So man, it's the money. I'm not gonna lie, it's the money. And talking about the money, you have to have like a method to training all those fighters, right? So what I heard, what Reynoso does, Reynoso was training La Panterita from Tijuana. You know, La Panterita, he just fought.
yeah.
Yeah, he was training with Reynoso, and one of the criticism, La Panterita said he loves Reynoso. He has no boxing, no life tattooed on his arm. But one of the criticism he had for Reynoso is that, why do I have to train exactly like Canelo? Because Reynoso, he has a method. It's like cookie cutter. All right, everyone's gonna do uppercuts, and then everyone's gonna do everything Canelo does, everyone does. And he doesn't train like, from what I heard, is he doesn't train you specifically for this and that. He trains you like Canelo and everything. And dude, that recipe's working, dude. And Neri or whatever, La Panterita, wasn't patient enough, and he left, and he got knocked out, and then he got a knockout this present fight. But dude, everyone's doing good, man. It's working. He has a cookie cutter technique. Yeah, we're gonna do this, and on Tuesday we're gonna do this, and you're training exactly like Canelo, the face of boxing, the numero uno, and it's working. So hey, if it's working, if it's not, man, you're gonna have to let the trainer go. And yeah, it is about the money, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously he has the brown print right there, so you know, if boxers coming into his camp, they know what they're getting themselves into. I mean, they see what their boxers are displaying up in the ring.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why go there and be like, nah, I want you to train me different. Yeah, I get it. Every boxer has their own identity, but I think he has that brown print, like you're saying, and it's working. So why change it? If his boxers are getting knocked out or they're losing, okay, then it's time to switch it up. But if it's working and they're all champions, why switch it up? I mean, that makes no sense to me. But we'll see what happens, because there's another rumor on there, Mike, about Teofimo. Supposedly already, it's official. Supposedly, according to the internet, he went with the Reynosos. I mean, what do you think? You think it's a great move?
It's a great move, brother. It's a great. I do a show with Cholo Trucker. I think he didn't agree with me, my brother. If I didn't, my bad. But I think he said he didn't agree. I think his next move was his best move. This was a great move. Teofimo has power. The kid has skills, man. But the thing is that his fundamentals, dude, he leaves his hand down. He's not defensive responsible. You know what I mean? And with Reynoso, you're gonna learn a lot. And you're with Canelo. Canelo is a player coach. He trains. He coaches with Reynoso. So, oh man, it's a great fit for him, man. In San Diego, and he has problems with his wife right now. I don't know if you heard that his wife doesn't let him see his kids and all that, and so he has problems, and that's not cool, man. That's messed up. But you're a fighter, man. Hey, man, you got to let that go. But you got to be mentally strong. So hopefully he fixes that. But also his dad, man. Last fight, dude, his dad was taking pictures in the press conference saying this. He was outside. I think the dad does a little, because that fool está bien acelerado, dog. I'm like, dude, this fool's fucking on one all the time, dog. I think he's playing with his nose, man. So he said he didn't like cocaine, but he liked the way it smells. So I was like, hey, man. Great move, man. I hope the dad doesn't get in the way or starts like LeVar Ball. They told him, hey, man, you can't be talking trash when Ball was with the Lakers. I hope they make him sit in the corner and shut up, man. Because let the professionals, let Reynoso do what he does. Yeah, what do you got to say?
Yeah, I think it's probably the best move that he could have done. Even your non-boxers, they were blowing up the internet about his dad. They see it. Even Ray Charles could see that coming. So I think Reynoso's gonna take him to a next level where he's gonna be scary, dude. I mean, his dad took him to where his abilities were, I guess, the top for him.
Yeah.
But guess what? There's always, you know,
Yeah.
someone above you. So, and I think that's Reynoso, the one. I mean, he's gonna be scary, dude. I think that's a great move for him. He needs to get his personal life together because that could fuck you up, dude.
Oh yeah.
You know, so if that's a distraction, it might be a distraction in the ring and the training and stuff like that. But I'm excited, dude, to see what he brings because last fight he came out brawling. I think if he would have boxed a little bit more and he was just coming out for the knockout, and I know if Reynoso would have been in that corner, he would have slowed him down, dude. Yeah. But you know, he had the wrong coach at the time, so hopefully next time around we see Reynoso in that corner, and I give him about 2-3 fights to adjust to Reynoso's method, and we'll see from there. But he's gonna be scary, dude, with Reynoso in his corner.
Oh yeah, man, that kid's got power with both hands. He's fast. Like I said, he needs to work on the fundamentals because he's not defensive responsible. Y después se queda allí, boom, le pegan. He leaves that hand and he doesn't put everything back. It's just like the fundamentals. He's got to work on that. And much more. You know what I mean? But he wasn't making 135. That was another excuse. So what I've heard from him and his camp is that he's gonna move to 140. Can he compete in the 140s?
Oh, easy.
Okay.
Easy. Yeah, I think he could compete in the 140s easy.
Can he beat Josh Smith? What's his name? Smith? No, Josh. No, what's his name? He beat oh my God, I forgot his name. Josh Taylor. My bad. Can he beat Josh Taylor? Yeah. Huh?
That guy's a beast, dude.
Undisputed.
Oh yeah, dude. That'll be a great one right there. But I would give him. I mean, you would say that would be his next fight, or you're saying like
a couple fights, like you said, three. Canelo says 3 to 5. They were talking about Andy Reese. 3 to 5 fights, and you're gonna see him better. So I think,
yeah, I think so. 3 to 4 fights. I think he'll be good to go and let himself get back. And you know, how many fights did it take for Canelo to get back from that loss, that Mayweather loss? You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's on the right track, man. It'll be exciting. But I don't think the discipline will be an issue in his camp and Reynoso's camp because they're very disciplined right there, brother, about the weight, everything. So look at Andy Reese. I mean, so he's doing, you know, things that he's never done in his life. So I think Teofimo wouldn't have an issue as far as weight. Yeah, I don't think that would be even a concern.
Yeah, man. I hope the kid, because he always loves Canelo. Canelo always shows him love, the dad, and he invites him to San Diego and all that. And hey, man, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity getting Canelo, the GOAT, the face of boxing, to train. He said, yeah, everything's got to go through Canelo. They asked Canelo, you want him? And Canelo, of course, he said, yeah, because he's obviously he's going to go train there. Right. And Ryan Garcia, man, what do you think him? Hey, we talk about discipline and all that, but he's doing the opposite, and Canelo already pulled his card. You think they're going to give him the boot like Italy?
Oh, you know what? I was about to ask you that. You took the words out of my mouth. I was going to ask you, do you think Ryan Garcia just got replaced? Now that, you know, so many people want to go train there, but I think he's taking it for granted now. You know, Ryan Garcia. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna sit here and judge him on his mental illness. He probably does have whatever's going on, you know. But I think it's a little bit already long enough to know, like, hey, you know what? You should have been back already, or set up a fight. Say, you know what? This is my next opponent or something. I don't know if he called it quits already. I mean, he's battling his side stuff, or maybe YouTube is just for him. You know, he wants to go back to YouTube stuff. He already got what he wanted. But we'll see. I think, yeah, I think he's on his way out. I think Reynoso and Canelo just waiting to shut that door, you know. But I think they see him kind of, you know, already on the outside already. But we'll see. I think he's still there, but I think that they're waiting for something. Either if it extends to a longer period of time, they're gonna say, you know what, you're done. Close the door. That's it. You have your opportunity. Yeah. But maybe he already talked to them and says, hey, I'm coming back or whatever. We don't know, you know. So yeah. I think he's more out than it. I think from the camp, because dude, there's a line for the Reynoso camp. Like, there's a line. So he might lose the opportunity right there.
Yeah, he's taking it for granted. All right, and he also broke his hand. He had mental problems, and he broke his hand in TikTok. He was doing a challenge, a TikTok challenge, se quebró la mano, and now he's coming back. He's getting a fight back versus a nobody. A nobody. All right, I understand you broke your hand and you're recovering and you have mental problems. And as De La Hoya, as a promoter, he's not gonna give him freaking Tank Davis or something, or you know what I mean. So he's gonna give him a tomato can. And he's gonna fight a tomato can in April, and we'll see how he looks. He should knock him out and should look good. I seen the guy. I don't even know his name. But I think I could beat him, and I suck. Yeah. So he's gonna fight, and we'll see. We'll see how he does. But let me tell you this: what my dad told me, and let me tell you. Let me see what your response. You know what my dad always tells me, and this is a Mexican thing and the Chicano thing. My dad told me that that's the difference between a Mexican and a Chicano. That Chicanos are mentally strong, and it used to get me pissed. And now that I look, Panchito Bojado, Victor Ortiz, De La Hoya was fucking messing around. Brian Garcia, like, you think a fighter from the third world country, they do mess around, but dude, when they're 19, 20, these guys in Mexico and in third world country, they're like 34. They're mentally strong, dude. Do you see that? Or that's what my dad tells me because he's Paisa from Tijuana. What do you think, man? The Chicanitos are a little bit too Americanized and too.
No. I have to agree with your dad, dude. They're built different in Mexico as far as boxing. I'm not talking about anything else. Yeah. As far as boxing, they're breeded different over there, brother. I don't know what they give them, but tequila, whatever, the salsa, picante, whatever it is, But yeah, I have to agree. Like in the boxers over there, and everybody knows it. You're boxer from all across the world. They say Mexican boxers do. They'll stay there in the pocket and till they get knocked out. But that's the old school way. But they still have that in their blood. Obviously things have changed as far as boxing throughout the years. But as far as what you're saying or you're asking me, I have to agree with your dad. They're built different. The ones from here have too many distractions, take things for granted. Over there fighting for a living, dude. I mean, they come from nothing and they're like, nah, hell no, this is my opportunity to feed my family, and they're not gonna go down that easy. So yeah, I think I think your dad won that one on.
Yeah, that it used to get me mad, and I was like, man, and even when Marquez fought the Baby Bull from Houston, Texas, told me, you're not a real Mexican, you're half Mexican. And Baby Bull got mad, dude, because they think like that. Like, these guys are Mexicans, but they're Americanized.